Welcome back to SABC3. You're with Afternoon Express. Now, Necktie Youth is an independent film that takes place in a post-apartheid South Africa. It's a dark, humorous story of sex, drugs, and an adolescent disconnect among the multiracial elite of Sandton in Johannesburg, and has been received with critical acclaim across the world. Joining us in the loft is Sibs Shongwe-La Mer, the director, and Elias Ribeiro, the producer of the film. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the success of the film so far.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Now, it's being said that you did something that no South African director has attempted so far in a film locally. What is that?
Oh man, you tell me. Jeez.
Yeah, I want the secret.
I don't know. I think the film is, I suppose, brazen in the sense that South African cinema is kind of, for the past 2 decades, become very formulaic and very predictable, and we kind of tell the same kind of story. And I think that Necktie Youth offers a completely different perspective of what we used to of like the African cinema or the African storytelling landscape. So I think if there's anything different, it's probably that.
How did you guys end up collaborating? How did the meet happen? How did you find that space of saying we are like-minded and we can produce this work together?
I think we kept hearing about each other from different sources.
About how amazing you both were.
I created a bit of a fame for being a very bold producer, and that's what I heard. You have to meet this young filmmaker, Sibs, and he came to my office, showed me some footage, and I jumped on it. It was so exciting what I saw.
Wow. So you've also written the film?
Yes. I kind of been writing it for all different versions of the script, reflecting on my generation for the past decade, I would say. And I suppose exactly what Elias said. I mean, since it was such a subversive and weird script, and also the filmmaking techniques are very different, and it was like shot in black and white. When I went to a lot of producers and stuff like that in South Africa, people were very tentative and not really wanting to touch it.
Why black and white? Why did you make that choice?
Well, you know, I kind of grew up as a huge cinephile, so you know, watching like Fellini or Godard, stuff like that, and seeing like Paris for the first time as a Joburg kid in black and white kind of made it like hyper romantic and mystical. So I kind of thought, well, if I'm going to take you to a world that you haven't seen, Johannesburg or Sandton, why not let me elevate it to kind of this romantic, hyper cinematic palette that I kind of really adore.
Right. Now, you took an interesting route by casting not actors, but your friends, right? As an actress myself, I take offense, but you tell why. Why?
I suppose it was because the film was very much about this generation of kind of like young, affluent suburban
Who are they?
kids.
What are they about?
I don't really know what they're about. I think the film actually kind of tackles that they don't really know what they're about. But I mean, it was like, because I was working with, I suppose, such young talents that I kind of thought, well, you know, do you go to like, you know, a school and cast kids, or do you find people who are part of this generation who understand these themes and work on, you know, rather on a place of honesty than trying to get performances? I kind of thought it would be a bit more generic, because also you know, at this age, you know, 21-year-olds don't really have a lot of cinematic experience acting in front of cameras. So I kind of thought the best way to do it was to find people who were them and kind of workshop this collective identity and put this honesty on the screen.
Does that mean you still had to pay them?
Ooh, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
As a producer, where do you see the film positioning itself worldwide?
Well, I think it has already. We're at the sort of middle of our festival career. We opened in Berlin. We went to Tribeca to the official competition,
those are
to
great
Sydney.
Film festivals,
We won Durban, the best South African film this year, and also Amsterdam, the World Cinema Festival. So I think it's positioned as a film that brings something very fresh to the audiences, that's very authentic, and that represents a part of South Africa that very few people have been exposed to. This urban, affluent, it's not your romanticized views of animals in nice landscapes or poverty in the townships or HIV stories. It's something...
It's contemporary.
It's very contemporary.
What's happening now.
For sure.
Right. And locally?
We are opening on the 25th. Nationwide.
That's incredible.
And
how many cinemas?
We're doing 10 screens and between Pretoria, Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. And apart from that, there's something quite exciting about this strategy, which is the first day and date release of the history of South Africa. So for the first time, a film will be available on the same date.
On the same
cinemas.
day, which is actually today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today, in cinemas, on pay-per-view in over 10 African countries, premium pay-per-view, and iTunes, all on the same date. We didn't have a lot of marketing muscle. We are independent filmmakers. We're trying to perform a miracle day after day.
Of course.
And we thought we have a very strong film that has kind of proven itself worldwide. So let's just show it to whoever want to see it and make it as easy as possible for people to access it, because that's going to make them talk.
Yes.
And that's going to bring more viewers and more viewers. We're trying to start a movement.
And in terms of funding locally, was that a difficult feat?
It was. Sibs, the first-time feature director. He was 22 at the time we made the film. It's a black and white film that deals with a lot of themes, but also suicide. And it was a tough mission. We struggled, we begged, stealed, and borrowed until the end. We finished the film with 1.8 million, which is in film language nothing. And then after we got selected to the big festivals, we got a post-production grant from the National Film and Video Foundation, which allowed us to pay a lot of that.
Yes.
And we've just sank in another couple 100,000 rand in the release, which is what we could afford.
Wow, guys.
We should be spending a lot more than that. But there's enough synergy and buzz and young people really passionate about it.
And affirmation, yeah.
We had our Joburg premiere it's not a premiere, but a preview for guests and influencers, and over 250 people showed up to see this black and white, small little film that is exploding all over the world. So we are hoping for a miracle.
That's incredible. One last question, why Necktie Youth?
Well, originally the film was called Territorial Pissings. And we kind of ran into, at a really late stage, kind of rights issues and stuff like that. So it was kind of really impulsive, because we were kind of just like juggling back and forth with members of our team domestically, and some people that worked on the film abroad, of just different titles that kind of had the energy that we still kind of felt. And for me, it was like I had this title that I'd been attached to, you know, since I was 14 years old. So it was really hard for me to let go of this title. And they had like, there was different things bouncing around with youth. And it was like really impulsive that we're just like, all right, Necktie Youth.
We had a deadline. It was going to go to print on the Berlin Film Festival catalog. And our associate producer in France was actually the person who baptized the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, guys.
But it was after almost a year of going back and forward with Territorial Pissings rights holders. And we love the title so much because it's about these youth trying to find and mark their territory.
Yes.
So it was really, really hard for us to find anything else that was acceptable, and I think we love it now, right? It's really working.
It's surprisingly caught on. Yeah.
Can we look forward to more collabos between the two of you?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.